Distinguished guests, the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences now presents its Lifetime Achievement Award. Please welcome back Tracy Wolfson.
Lesley Visser is not just a trailblazer, a pioneer, a legend, but she is a role model, a mentor, and a true friend. I have learned so much from not only watching her on the air, but also working alongside her. From her passion for storytelling and how she makes her subjects feel so at ease, to her use of wit and humor in her interviews, to how she continues to champion women and pave the way for so many in our business, opening the door for them while also opening her heart. The texts I receive before or after a game, a show, or an event is just an example of who she is and the support that she shares. Here's an example of one. Tracy, sleep well knowing you are equal to the task of covering one of the greatest games in NCAA history. From the first report to the last gentle thank you to Mick Cronin, you were a reporting angel. Or this one before We Need to Talk taping, a show she helped create. Good morning, my muffin. Can't wait to see you host the show. My dream is that we someday become more like real sports, and you're our Bryant Gumbel. Hope you're well. It's beautiful here in Miami, only 105 degrees. Smooch! There are hundreds more like that saved on my phone. And I'm not the only name in her contact book. She does this for so many young, aspiring reporters in this business. That is just who she is and who she will always be. Lesley has brought and taught me how to navigate this business and how to have longevity in it. Work really hard and be a great teammate. Lesley, there is absolutely no better teammate than you. Congratulations on making history yet again, and smooch!
A true pioneer who joins us next. The first woman to receive the Pete Rozelle Award, given by the Pro Football Hall of Fame, also a member of the Sports Writers and Sportscasters Hall of Fame, an absolute legend in her own right. Please, a warm welcome for Lesley Visser.
I remember one Christmas in New York, he gave all my girlfriends the Madden Cruiser, and there were about 15 or 20 of us. And as the bus was pulling away, John was yelling in the middle of the street, "Any of you single girls who can't get lucky Christmas week going around on the Madden Cruiser to bars, you are losers, losers."
Al, here's a man
Over an illustrious career that spanned 4.5 decades and is still going strong, Lesley Visser has set the standard and paved the way. She began writing for the Boston Globe in 1974 after winning a prestigious Carnegie Foundation grant. 2 years later, she became the first woman on the NFL beat, covering the New England Patriots. Over the next 12 years, she built her strong journalistic reputation while navigating an overtly discriminatory media landscape, often being shut out from locker rooms and equal access to players.
Lesley Visser rejoins us now with a look at the drive.
Transitioning to television in the 1980s, she became the only sportscaster, male or female, to work the network broadcasts of the Final Four, the Super Bowl, the World Series, the NBA Finals, the Olympics, the U.S. Open, the World Figure Skating Championships, and horse racing's Triple Crown.
Jim, Bob Knight is here. Bob, how were you able to defeat Temple?
We scored more points than they did. That's something that you may have missed in the news media, that the team, when the buzzer blows,
CBS sent me to the fall of the Berlin Wall, which was, of course, the story of the century. I watched people who walked from Dresden and Potsdam for days through the Brandenburg Gate just to taste freedom.
One day, athletes from East and West Germany might compete for the same Olympic team. Lesley Visser, CBS Sports.
Among her trailblazing efforts, she became the first woman to present the Lombardi Trophy at a Super Bowl, to work as an NFL analyst in the broadcast booth, and to work on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Working the sidelines, Lesley Visser. Hi, Lesley.
Thank you very much, Al. Really glad to be here.
She was also the first woman to go down the Olympic bobsled, invited by the U.S. team in 1992. In 2006, she was the first woman inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Please welcome to the mound, Lesley Visser.
A cultural icon, she was even the first female sportscaster to appear in a Super Bowl commercial. Always a storyteller, Lesley has been just as prolific in the last decade, whether it be engaging with the biggest personalities in sports.
Hey, Lesley, you know I love you, girl.
Contributing to the first all-women's national sports talk show, We Need to Talk.
Missy, do you think most ballet dancers are underappreciated as athletes?
Oh, absolutely. All the hard work is hidden behind the curtain.
Or launching her own podcast series, In Conversation with Lesley Visser. She's a constant role model for the next generation of women in the industry.
Do you get tired of listening to all the firsts?
No. I mean, I'll repeat this again. I always say, nobody landed on Normandy by himself.
Now, Lesley adds one more first to her resume, the first woman to win the Sports Emmy Lifetime Achievement Award.
Lesley has not only opened doors, but she knocked them down. And she always did it with integrity, compassion for everyone around her, and a great sense of humor.
I really don't know where we'd be without Lesley Visser, but I'm glad she came first.
Any woman who ever aspired to do what Lesley did probably got the idea from Lesley. And I'm not sure that you can give any higher praise than that.
First of all, let me say how sorry I am that I can't be there with Lesley tonight, but I have a previous family obligation. When you use the words lifetime achievement and Lesley Visser, you realize that they are synonymous. Nobody has achieved more in their career than Lesley Visser has, and she's done it the right way. She's done it in front of the camera and behind the camera in a way that has set the standard, not just for women, but for broadcasters going forward. And every woman today who's working in sports media, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera or the written word, they all owe an incredible debt of gratitude to Lesley Visser. And maybe the most important thing, that with all of the accomplishments that Lesley has had, she is even a better person than she is a broadcaster. And that's something that has served her so well throughout her entire career. So Lesley, congratulations. You're a true pioneer and a trendsetter, and you're a great person.
Thank you, Sean. Honored guests, esteemed colleagues, I present to you a pioneer in television production, Lesley Visser.
I'm overwhelmed, as you might imagine. Thank you, Tracy, my sister. We've, where was I? Oh, let's see. I'm so appreciative to so many people, thanks to the Academy, Justine Gubar, and also to Brian Davis, Laura Dunham, and Emily Deutsch for that beautiful video. I mean, I'm overwhelmed. Thank you. I've worked with half of you who are in the room, and I always wanted to work with the other half. So thanks so much for joining me on this journey. And I think I just have time to thank a few of the people who are the reason that I'm standing here. First, to Sean McManus. He's the dream boss, as all of us know. And some of you might know his father won the first Lifetime Achievement from the Academy. I was privileged to work with Jim McKay a few times, but like so many people, I asked him, what was his favorite moment in sports? And this is how he answered. The brown of the track, the blue of the sky, the horses coming through the tunnel, and the University of Louisville band playing My Old Kentucky Home. Doesn't get any better than that. So we've all had the privilege, I think, in some way of knowing Jim McKay, and it's just an honor to win an award that he also won, along with the other winners. I started at the Boston Globe with Vince Doria, so many of you know him. Vince sent me to Wimbledon's and the Super Bowl and the Final Four. Vince also gave me some unusual assignments. Let's see, there was a time he made me go hang gliding, and I broke my collarbone. Okay, that was nice. Then there was another one, you guys, I don't think anybody in this room puts on orienteering. Yes, that was actually a sport for about a half an hour, but Vince made me, you go into the woods for 3 days with nothing but like a compass and a spoon, and unfortunately, I was not an Army Ranger, so after 3 days, the police had to come find me. So yes, thanks, Vince, for my liftoff in the business. Also to thank him again when he was at ESPN, along with John Walsh and Steve Anderson. You guys were great to me. At CBS, Ted Shaker, who's here, gave me unimaginable opportunities, and I thank you and will thank you forever. At ABC, Dennis Swanson and John Filippelli. John Filippelli, as you guys all know, he just makes everything fun and funny. The first time he came to the Kentucky Derby, out the side of his mouth, he said to me, the last time he saw a horse, it had a cop on it. So he was just great to work with. I had a couple of years, thanks to Andrea. Where are you, Andrea? Thank you to Andrea and to Holly for those really kind words. But I got to work at Real Sports for just a little bit of time. So thanks to Ross Greenberg then, he was great to work for. And thanks to Sandy Montag, my agent, and that should take care of, what, about 100 people here? I think that pretty much covers the room. So there are 2 more men. My brother Chris, who started taking me to Fenway when I was 8 years old to score the double play, 6-4-3, and my husband Bob, who was the captain of Harvard basketball right before James Brown. So I'm still learning post-play, just with bigger words. Thanks to everyone in management, in production, both in and out of the truck, the producers and the directors. I was sharing with Bob Fishman, our great Bob Fishman, that I think, yes, everybody loves you, Bob, me too, that for about 15 years, Bob would say to me, okay, Lesley, go down under the Duke bench and be with Mike Marks, our great cameraman. And I was saying to Tracy, that was probably good for her for 15 years too, because like for 15 years, that's what Fish would tell me. Go down under the Duke basket with Mike Marks. And then another, thank you for all your fabulous work, Fish. Also to all the people that I work with for decades, JB and Greg and Jim and Vern, Dick Stockton, Dick Enberg, Al Michaels. Always a master class with you guys. You all made me better. And finally, in this chapter of my career, I get to work with some of the greatest women the business has ever seen, and I so cherish this. So I would like to ask you all a favor. Would all the women who are in this industry, whether you worked with me or not, in any capacity, will you stand and share this with me, please? Thank you. And we'll celebrate each other. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's something I thought I'd never see. Thank you all so much.